This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning. But we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 15th of July. I am Miss Pope.
And I am MC Squared.
And I'm GK. In case you missed the headlines, here they are. The Daily Nation, battle for parliament. The Standard, lame duck president. The Star, Raila Tosha for top job, Uhuru's last minute game. And the People Daily, the kings of daily rallies. So before we delve into today's headlines, allow me to commence with my submission. 5 months ago, and even before, William Ruto had cast a spell on the Hustler Nation. It is as if they were in a cult. But today, I would like to commend the members of the Hustler Nation for finally seeing the light. People are starting to see the true nature of the empty hustler rhetoric being spewed by the hustler-in-chief. And they are openly and loudly rejecting both the message and the messenger. This is what we witnessed in Vihiga and in Meru this week. In fact, what we witnessed was the culmination of a deliberate process of deprogramming the Hustler Nation mindset. Hear me out on this. Okay? Deprogramming is an approach used to save individuals who have fallen victim to cult leaders, like the Hustler Nation's relationship with William Ruto. According to deprogramming expert Sylvia Bufford, there are 4 to 5 steps to deprogram an individual who is thought to be under mind control. Step 1, discredit the figure of authority. How? Buffett suggests you do this by presenting contradictions. This is about comparing ideology versus reality. And this is what the past few months have been about. When Ruto says he is a man of the church, show them how he misquotes the Bible. If he says that he is a patient man, point to the fact that he talks badly to people who hold difference in opinion. When he says he respects his boss, show them how he nearly slapped his boss. When he says that he is a believer in democracy, remind Kenyans how he forced an unwanted DP candidate on his followers despite them voting for another individual. And when he says that he will empower women, ask the hustler why he is the only man in the election to not choose a woman as his deputy. This takes us to step 2, the breaking point, when people begin to listen to you. This, in my view, happened when Martha Karua was appointed as the running mate for Raila Odinga. Because she is beyond reproach and is highly respected across the political divide, people began to open their eyes to the problems with the Hustler Nation. And they began to see what Azimio actually stands for. Which leads us to step 3, self-expression. Now that they have seen the truth, individuals begin to express their reservations with regard to the validity of their leader and the ideologies that they wield. And we have seen this in the Hustler Nation with the way that they rejected Ruto in Vihiga and rejected Gachagua in Meru. We have seen it in the way that Kalenjin Nation embraced Raila Odinga in Kericho and in Bomet earlier this week. And finally, step 5. Identification and transference. This is when the soft supporters of the Hustler Nation will have completed their deprogramming program. This is the stage that you will see on August 9th. Yo, that day, utaona.
And today, remember, my name is MC Squared, and I have an MSc in statistics, and I'm from Meru, behind the shops.
Oh, really?
Today, I want to talk about law number 48 called Assume Formlessness from the 48 Laws of Power. And I would like to dedicate this chapter to our Commander-in-Chief, President Uhuru Kenyatta. The law says that when an individual takes a shape and as a visible plan, they open themselves to attack. So, instead of taking a form for your opponents to see, keep yourself adaptable and on the move.
Like it.
The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and as formless as water. And I would like to use the story of David and Goliath to illustrate how Uhuru has remained fluid and formless. And according to the Bible, the Philistines were fighting against Israel. The Philistine army was made of giants. Among them, a very big giant called Goliath. He was big, organized, obvious and very impossible to miss. He had so many weapons with him until his shield was carried by a servant.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Now, as the armies faced each other, Goliath asked for a soldier from the Israeli army to engage in single combat.
Okay.
David volunteered to fight the giant. Goliath expected David would fight him in close quarters, but David's style of attack was fluid and formless. He was malleable, he was fast and quick on his feet, and took only 5 rocks to fight Goliath. Goliath knew he would feed David to the birds, but David was fluid and formless. Goliath did not know what hit him. Like David in the Bible, Uhuru's political strategy has been very fluid and formless. When Ruto was concentrating his forces in Gema like Goliath, he expected the president to strike back. But Uhuru is a fluid and formless commander-in-chief. He isolated small units in Gema like David's stones. Just last month, he called the Akorino, gave them land in Naivasha, and asked them to ensure they watch the Safari Rally next year. He was being fluid and formless. Again, last week, he called church leaders to State House for a Kigosho session.
Ah, it was epic.
It is the only gospel that Gema understands. And after he did this, the Kenya Kwisha Udaku team regrouped to come to Mount Kenya. But Uhuru is fluid and formless. He had already left Gema for Samburu and said, Baba Tosha. He had told us that he will not campaign for Baba, but now he will campaign everywhere for Baba. You know, the benefit of being formless is that one is hard to attack. And as GK told us on Tuesday, the end game in politics is the most important part. When you're fluid and formless, the enemy cannot predict your end game. And being only 23 days to August 9, the end game is very crucial. Uhuru's fluidity has made Ruto angrier. And angry people make mistakes. Who knows? One Akorino vote will stop the Ruto presidential ambition.
Wow, wow, Mr. MC Squared. I love that submission, especially the part where you referenced GK. Love that.
Interesting. Now, a man's legacy is not defined by how he starts a race, but by how he finishes it. And President Uhuru Kenyatta knows this too well. He is determined to finish strong, as a good leader should. This being the last leg of his presidential journey, he is hell-bent on solidifying his legacy and leaving it in a safe pair of hands, Raila's hands.
Exactly.
Just this week, the president commissioned 2 level 3 hospitals in Mwiki and Mihango. He also launched the locally assembled Euro 4 L200 vehicle and announced that a National Automotive Council will be established to fast-track the local assembly of automotive parts. This not only increases the manufacturing capacity of the country, but also creates numerous job opportunities in the labor market. Projects like this make big investments into the economy of the country and restore the dignity of thousands of Kenyan families. Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy will be fully understood not by us, but by our children.
And their children.
Exactly. Only in the next 20 years will we understand what Uhuru has done in the last 5 years. What is my point? President Uhuru Kenyatta is not a lame duck president. Lame duck in politics refers to one whose position or term in office is about to end. And because they do not seek re-election, they take a back seat because they have nothing to lose. Lame duck is often considered derogatory because it refers to an elected officials' loss of power and inability to effect change. Many have tried to paint President Uhuru as a lame duck president, but the fact is Uhuru Kenyatta is the kingmaker in this election.
Absolutely.
He has retained his grip on power by occupying first mover advantage at every opportunity. From the handshake to the completion of the first term and legacy projects, Uhuru has taken political initiative and has successfully shaped his legacy and the 2022 political succession.
Exactly.
Like Obama shocked the world in his final term when he announced that he would restore diplomatic ties with Cuba, replacing decades of mutual hostility.
Absolutely.
Uhuru Kenyatta built bridges between the mountain and the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Then he engaged in a low-voltage campaign to change the hearts and convert minds in Gema to vote for Raila Odinga. Uhuru knows that starting strong is good, but finishing strong is epic. And he is now on the campaign trail, but he is not interested in politics of stupid. That is giving wealth without work, commerce without morality, and government without measure.
Love that.
President Uhuru is a man in a hurry to solidify his legacy and to deliver to Kenyans what he promised. And he will work until the midnight hour to secure his legacy and ensure that the heritage he leaves behind is not obliterated by petty politicians. Make no mistake, Uhuru Kenyatta is the center in terms of political leadership and direction, and with his committed minority, he will deliver the country to his chosen successor.
Love it. Love it. And we have a 3-part criteria that we use to go through the headlines for you. We ask ourselves these 3 simple questions. Is the headline topical or speculative? Is it repetitive or groundbreaking? And finally, is it thoughtful or just plain lazy? Before we delve into them, let me reread them for you. The Daily Nation, battle for parliament. The Standard, lame duck president. The Star, Raila Tosha for top job, Uhuru's last minute game, and the People Daily, the kings of daily rallies. So, because you spoke about lame ducks,
let's
Miss
first
MC Pope,
toss the Standard.
We toss that Standard to the side. So, Mr. MC Squared, why don't you toss the Standard for us? To me, I think we don't need to spend too much time. For me, the winning headline would be the Star.
I second.
However, if I had the opportunity, I would change it a bit. Mr. MC Squared has motivated me beyond a reproach. This line should not be Raila Tosha for top job, Uhuru's last minute game. It should be fluid and formless. I love that. That's the winning headline right there.
I thought we could do, instead of Raila Tosha for top job, we write Uhuru's end game.
Or Uhuru's end game. We've given you the Star, we've given you 2 better, in our opinion, in our humble opinion, 2 better headlines for you to use next time. But so we'll give it to the Star, but with a few tweaks, as you heard there. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that like button. We're also on your TV screens. Find us on Pang, Free to Air, GoTV, and Star Times. As I conclude, I'll leave you with a very simple quote by Socrates. There is only one good, that is knowledge, and one evil, that is ignorance. Thank you, and have a blessed weekend.